I used to be like so afraid to talk to gallery owners that I like basically couldn't even talk to them. And then over time I developed this system that makes it a lot easier. So what I like to do is basically go into the gallery and look at all of the work on the walls. You know, don't approach the front desk at this point, just take some time, really like appreciating all of the work. It shows them that you care about them, like in what they're doing, because they're putting a lot of work like into their gallery. And then after I've looked at everything on the walls, I'll take a note while I'm doing that of like a particular painting, and the name of the artist, and then eventually I'll like go up to the front desk, and I'm kind of undercover at this point. This is the part that helps. So since I'm kind of undercover, it's easier to make this initial contact. I kind of stroll up to the front desk and just say like, oh, I really like, you know, what this artist is doing with the textures and the lights or whatever, you know, and they'll normally be like, oh yes, you know, the artist is doing that with the lights or whatever. And then, you know, we'll just have a little bit of a conversation. What's comforting to realize is that artists, they're always really good at this conversation, and a lot of the time the people working at the gallery aren't so good at it. So you'll do fine as you like talk about a piece that you like in the gallery. And then eventually I'll want to segue the conversation over to, you know, making a submission. But I have tried before, like saying like, oh, I'm an artist, you know, but I would never say that anymore. It makes them want to run away. Like, they don't hate artists, but it just kind of puts them on the spot. So what I've sort of developed instead is to ask them a non-yes or no question. So I say, like, oh, I was just wondering, how do you prefer to receive submissions? Do you prefer a hard copy of an artist packet mailed to you, or an emailed submission, you know, sent to you by email? And they'll normally answer the question, you know, and so they'll normally say that they prefer an email submission. And then at that point, you'll want to be like, oh, okay, great, you know, who should I direct that to? And like different galleries have a different number of images that they would really prefer to see. So I'll ask them, you know, how many images do you like to see? It's normally between 3 and 8. And I'll definitely make sure I get the name of the person who I'm actually talking to as well, like at that point. And so I'm looking for galleries that show work similar to mine, and also, you know, if I'm an emerging artist, I want to make sure that they show the work of emerging artists. And yeah, just that it would really be a good fit, like that I like the way the gallery looks and, you know, feels. Some galleries will be kind of snooty and like won't want to talk to you, and I wouldn't want to show with one of those galleries. So after I leave the gallery, I'll kind of make notes about my whole experience and just keep track of like the prices, the artists, the types of imagery, you know, and make a list so that I have that. And so ultimately I want to come up with a list of like 10 galleries that would be like a really good fit for my work. And then at the end of the day, I'll send the ones that I talk to a greeting card. Like, you can go onto like moo.com or so many different places and get greeting cards. I would have them blank on the inside and have an image of your like best painting on the on the front, and I'll mail that to them right away, just saying like, dear so-and-so, so great to talk to you during my recent visit to your gallery. You know, I really look forward to introducing you to my work, and then just like leave it at that. So it's kind of just a thank you card. There's no pressure, and it just warms the waters for the eventual submission that you'll be making to them. And yeah, and then I would put together my artist packet, including my bio statement, CV, and you know, whatever number of images of my work that they, you know, went asked to see, and I'll send that to them as soon as possible. But I'll always make sure that I'm fully prepared before I send it, so I won't like rush the, you know, the submission, you know, too soon or anything like that. And I'll include a link, a downloadable link in the description to some notes about my, you know, best practices for writing your bio statement and CV. Yeah, and then I'll send it to all 10 galleries all at once. And the way the numbers work out is that I'll almost always get into 1 out of 10 as long as I've done the research and really made sure that it truly is a good fit for my work. Then actually always I've gotten into 1 out of 10. So that's why we need to send all 10 all at once, because otherwise we might get like a couple rejections and then lose heart and stop applying, you know. But yeah, this is a constant work in progress. This is like the system that I've developed that works the best for me, and I always love hearing other people's tricks and techniques and wording and things like that. So definitely leave a comment below and let me know what sort of tricks you figured out for making the initial contact with the gallery.